The butt set me down.
Hey everyone, it's Will,
And this is Thomas.
and we're back at the virtual spinner rack for another episode of OK Boomer, the podcast. This week we're going to take a look at Timothy Truman's Scout, Volume 1.
From Eclipse Comics.
Yowza.
Yeah, I think I don't know if this one actually could have been bought off the spinner rack. I think this was a direct store only.
Yeah, well, direct stores had spinner racks.
Well, they did.
Yeah, we had a couple. And it was used for stuff like this. They used to put like the indies in there.
Yeah, this is. I can't remember. I need to go back and look and see what Truman did before this. But this is like, I know this is early stuff for him, but early stuff for Truman is like a lot of people's today's finished stuff.
Yeah. Well, also like the printing wasn't advanced as it is now, so like the color palettes were like fairly limited, but I mean,
Well, this is Eclipse. This was on Baxter paper, so they had a little bit more advanced color palettes than the regular Marvel stuff. The Marvel and the DC stuff that was on newsprint. I read a big article one time. It was Neil Adams talking about all the crap he was trying to do in his X-Men run. X-Men 53 to whatever it was, like 60 or something like that. And he was talking about how he kept trying to do all the extra colors, but the newsprint really couldn't take it. And so you can't get the full effect of the Neil Adams X-Men run until you buy a modern reprint that'll take the color saturations.
Mm-hmm. Well, just a little bit about Tim Truman. Tim Truman shares the same birthday as my mother.
Oh.
February 9th. So happy belated birthday, Mr. Truman. Of course, I sent him a happy birthday thing because we're friends on Facebook. And he is an American writer, artist, and musician.
I didn't know he did music.
Yeah, he plays in a band and plays guitar and everything. And he is best known for his Wild West style comic book art. In particular, his work on another favorite of mine, Grimjack, that he did with John Ostrander, Scout, in the reinvention of Jonah Hex with Joe R. Lansdale.
Oh, now I've got some of the Truman Jonah Hex. I come across him from Scout, the Hawk World series, and more recently, and I say more recently for us, we'll say within the last 10 years or so, before Marvel got the rights to Conan back from Dark Horse. You remember Tim Truman actually did a run on Conan.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. Well, his art has come like leaps and bounds since then. But I mean, he's worked on various things of Conan. He did Conan Volume 7, Samaria. He did the Conan, the Spear and Other Stories. Jonah Hex, Six Gun War, King Conan, The Scarlet Citadel, of course,
Citadel.
Scout.
Yep.
He also did Conan Volume 8, Black Colossus, Hawk World, as you had mentioned before. And he also did a couple of the Star Wars omnibus for Dark Horse.
Oh, I didn't know he did the Star Wars omnibus stuff. Huh. That's pretty cool.
Conan and the Songs of the Dead, of course, Grimjack that we just mentioned. So many runs of Conan and Star Wars stuff and Grimjack. It's just, he also did a book called Munden's Bar, which is just, like seriously like wacky, like 80s independent stuff.
Check out, I think we got a couple people actually in there listening to us tonight. So we got Cliff.
Cliff, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Hey, it's Pops. Gentlemen, who walked in?
Well, I know I told you last week before we got off that I had these in hardcover, and you said you'd never seen them.
Yeah.
So I actually broke them out to show them to you.
Okay.
Because that's how I first read these.
Let's see these.
First one's in a little terrible shape, but look, it's an Eclipse hardcover.
Nice.
First 6 issues. And what's cool is you get it open here. They're signed by Truman, and this one's limited. This is number 622 out of 1,750.
Nice. You didn't just get a hardcover, you got a signed and limited hardcover.
And then the other version I've got is the second one. It's a little different. It's like leather.
Yeah, and it's kind of like pleather, and they did away with the dust jacket, and they just printed color on the actual hardcover. That's pretty cool.
I guess I got this one. This is Volume 2, Mount Fire, and this one is signed by Truman as well. This is number 704 out of only 750 copies.
Wow.
So
limited edition hardcovers. Yeah, that's just rad stuff.
Yeah, but that's this is how I first read this series in these books.
And somewhere around here,
underneath, you have your brick of the Scout.
Underneath my autographs of James Hong and Mark Goddard from Lost in Space, I have. Oops, I put it on my wire. Don't do that. You're gonna blow me up now because I'm not big enough. I have my brick of Scout that I got on sale at my LCS, and it's the entire series plus a compendium, Scout Handbook, and Atlas to Survival in New America. Well, if things keep going the way they're going, I might have to break this out real soon. But that's neither here nor there. So this was pretty cool, and it's if I didn't have such a mess
of stuff,
and I had a little bit more organization going on, I might actually bust open this whole pack and and just sit down and read like the whole thing, because they're only like 20 some pages.
Yeah, well that's the thing too. They're a quick read. It's a very good read. And we talk about the not so dear, not so distant future, but this is actually was published in 84, I think it was, and 84, 85, and this is actually set in 1999. So it's in the past now. It's kind of like Blade Runner, but you can see this stuff is going on.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was actually earlier.
I thought it was 84.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's got 85 on the back here, nominated for Best New Comic Series 1985. So it's either 84 or 85.
Yeah, it was probably solicited in 84, and it might have come out like late 84. But I mean, nominated for Best New Comic Series.
Yeah, this first 7 issues in that volume 1.
Yeah, and Scout Volume 1, the hardcover, because I'm looking at it here, is rated like 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I guess that came out in like the last version of that came out in like 2006.
Really? Huh. Cool. But all right, so we're actually going to do the first 2 issues here because we did the first one, and being the fact that normally William doesn't email me and go, "Man, I read that pretty fast." I said,
"Yeah,
well,
it
we'll
is,
go ahead and
Cliff."
do the second. We'll go ahead
I know, stupid me, and it took me until almost ear time to finish reading the damn thing, because
really?
I they were giving me that go on at midnight your time to do my toy sales in that toy group. I'm like, I'm too freaking old. I can't do that shit. I know Pops is old too, but he's got dogs and grandchildren bounding around keeping him young. That, and he's not carrying around a bunch of extra weight. But I guess when I busted through like all those, like close to a dozen boxes the other day, man, I probably shouldn't have gone so hard. I was working like, I was in an actual warehouse and not just my apartment that looks like one. But man, I found so much stuff. I actually bought, because you know what? A fool and his money is soon parted, like my mama always used to say. And and she was true. And
you were supposed to be selling stuff, not buying stuff.
Well, no, I already bought it. It's been in boxes for like 10 years.
Oh.
I found that I actually bought a Justice League tarot deck.
Why?
Because I was obsessed with the tarot stuff for a long time.
Okay.
I will blame hot girls that pretend to know what my future is, and I will also blame Jim Ballant for drawing the ladies with the big bazongas in his long running series Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose.
God. All right, you ready to get into this one?
Let's get into this. Cliff's waiting.
So there's Scout. There's our wonderful cover. For those who think we are not going to be touching Fashion in Action, it's a backup story for a reason.
Did you even bother to look to see who did Fashion in Action?
I did, but then I skipped past it. It actually looked. I can't remember who it was now, but it was kind of familiar.
Mm. And this opening page on this first book is just epic. And
yeah,
it sets the tone for the whole thing.
Yeah, it's freaking. It's like it's like some other comics have done this. Kind of. It's a reprint from something that's happened in the future. And it talks about how, the bombs don't ever fall on America. Russia makes a pact with Japan and South America, and they basically close off the U.S. So the U.S. can't get any more oil supplies and food and other stuff, and begins, whittling away from the inside, and the rest of the world just watches as the U.S. goes to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And as the U.S. goes to hell, the military becomes more and more important, and seems like we get a wonderful totalitarian government of some kind. Yeah, first is awesome in here, and we get all the wonderful colors, and then it just opens. There's the story, and you could tell, like we were talking about earlier, it's a Wild West story. Of course it is. It's set out in the West, and there's a gas station, uh, and these guys are sitting out on the front porch shooting the crap, and they hear somebody coming, and here comes a scout riding down out of the hills, and the men, it gives you an idea of what kind of society is. He says there's been a long time since they've had any money or ration cards or anything, so they'll take either one. And so one of the old man tells the other guy, be nice. And of course, none of them's very nice. As soon as Scout pulls up, they start calling him damn chief and everything else, and you don't talk too much, and they're being giant buttholes, and they want him to pay first. But of course, at this point, I don't think Scout has any money, so he's going to just take the gas. But he goes to take the gas, and this other one of the other men is getting a little upset here, and he gets
gets a wrench.
Gets him a wrench. He's going to go beat the hell out of him with it. And here's my little scene I pulled from the video, where Scout actually lets him know that he's got plenty of ammunition on him. He's not just riding around in the damn desert barehanded. So he pulls both his guns, like a shotgun or like a machine gun, and then a pistol, and unloads on them. They all think they're dead. He's like, oh my God, did he hit us? And a damn bear falls out of the door. And yes, this is a friggin' bear. So they kill the bear, and they're like, Lord Almighty, and he rides off. And that's our introduction to Scout, which we learn very little about him.
The first thing I thought is like, I should have let the damn bear kill him.
He should have let the bear kill him. But the thing is as we get along, we'll talk about the bear, because as it goes on, he says, right up here, he says, on the fourth day, someone sent a bear to kill me. At least the two Anglos at the station thought it was a bear. So what is it?
He's like, huh?
Yeah. When you read that, you're like, what the hell? So what's going on?
Now the best thing I can think of right from the beginning is he's on kind of like a vision quest.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's almost like on a vision quest. Yeah. I mean, he hasn't had food in X number of days. I haven't had any water. He's riding around in the freaking sun, and yeah, he's on some kind of damn vision quest.
And he's smoking some good shit.
Yes, he talks about that too. He talks about his peyote or whatever you want to call it, however you want to say it properly.
Weed.
But yeah, he heads out into the whatever. He heads out into the damn desert and finds this skeleton, and there's even nothing. There's like the offerings that were given to the skeleton, and there's nothing there. Yeah, peyote. How do you say it? Peyote. I know what it is.
Okay.
But
yeah,
so
we
4
all know
more
what
days.
it is.
Huh?
We all know what it is.
Yeah. So he's waiting out there 4 more days. He goes to sleep. He can't set a damn fire. He's freezing to death at night because he don't want anybody to know where he is. And this damn grasshopper crawls up on his shoulder, and he's like, well. And then he tells the grasshopper's like, took you long enough to get here. And the grasshopper starts talking to him.
Now, you got the good stuff when you have deep, meaningful conversations with rats,
with grasshoppers,
wolves, grasshoppers, beers, what have you.
Well, the thing is, too, is he hasn't eaten in 4 days. He's waiting on his spirit guide or whatever it is to show up. So the grasshopper shows up, and he's like, I haven't eaten in 4 days. And the damn grasshopper goes over and starts eating his tortillas. He's like, oh, man, these are great tortillas. I'm glad you saved them for me.
Thank you so much, Jiminy Cricket. Now get out of here before I squash you.
Yeah. So he goes to ask him about it, and the grasshopper tells him, he says, we need you. That's why we called you and we had the dreams. We've haunted you and everything else. But shortly after this, so he starts to question am I really dreaming? Is this really happening?
Mm-hmm.
Who asked you to send me or whatever? And the damn grasshopper tells him to shut up. And he picks up he's got a bowl, and it's like snakes are in the bowl on all of a sudden. And then the grasshopper is gone, and it's this kind of black, I don't say demonic figure, who tells him that, they're old warriors and the power is there, and, you have to do this. And what they want him to do is he's out here to fight against the establishment, the people that are doing harm to the land and the other people in New Mexico. And they pretty much lay into him here. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I was just zoning out on the color scheme on these pages.
Oh yeah, dude, because it is. That's a whole part of the, his vision quest or whatever you want to call it. He's high, and they are. I mean, it's orange, yellow, blues. But so after he confronts this entity, he tells him that you're going to go out there and you're going to kill them. That they're four monsters that are actually out running around in the outback. And then what's great is after he gets told that, like I said, we've talked about this in comics multiple times, it changes. And now we're at this ranch out in the middle of nowhere. And it's green. There's an old fat guy drinking, smoking cigarettes, talking on the phone, bunch of people around.
Oh my God, I'm in a comic.
You're in a comic. I didn't say that now. And so we got these guys who are, sports stars that are thanking him for, letting them come out and all the presents and the gals last night. And we had a great time. And then, we see way off in the distance, here comes our hero, Scout.
Mm-hmm.
And so Slug guy tells him, he says, there's plenty more where that comes from. And then
hello,
we get introduced. Yeah, hello, exactly. And he tells her, he says, here's a little Missy, run upstairs and come back, have something special on for the boys. And she's like, isn't it a little early? We find out she's like 17. And so she back talks the heavy set guy who, pimp slaps her, tells her, didn't I tell you to do it? So she's going to get up and head out, but before she can, a damn grenade comes over the little hedge and blows up.
Well, it's what they do.
Yeah, but so when it blows up, everybody scatters, and she hauls ass, and the fat guy's like, "Hey, somebody's trying to kill me. Come back." And they're like, "Nope, I'm not having any of that. Somebody's trying to kill you. You have to deal with it." And there's Scout. He tells him to get up, you piece of filth. And now he no longer has a grasshopper or his little spirit person. It's like a chipmunk or something.
Yeah.
It's a little rat guy.
A rat or weasel or something like that. It's Ricky Tikki Tabby.
little mammal, and
Mongoose.
he tells him, remember that everything you see is an illusion, and really look at him. So when he goes to look at him, he says, you can see him, and then he sees the guy who we find is a pornographer. He's a pornographer. He's a pimp. He does that. Looks like this giant owl man who confronts Scout, and then we learn the little legend of the Scout man. He's the first of the four monsters who had sex with women and killed them, and then he basically because his stuff was too big, so he kills the women, and he gets angry, so he cuts it off, and then he goes around killing women because he can't have sex with them anymore.
It was too big, so he cut it off, and now he just goes
Yep.
around killing women.
Because he's upset. Yep. Yeah.
That's a little bizarre.
He has issues, but so he takes off and attacks Scout, who gets the hell knocked out of him, and kicks him in the cojones, and then forces him into the damn pool and drowns him. Yeah, well, I mean, right here.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, right
that
there.
right, Cliff.
He appeared. Yeah, he appeared. Owlman, giant, the first of the four monsters. Said long ago he sought to love a human woman, but he was too large, and the woman died. In frustration, he cut off the part of his body which had killed the woman. When he realized he could thus no longer make love to women, he began killing them instead. Man.
And then Scout kicks him into huevos.
And drowns his ass.
And drowns him, yeah.
Yep. And then sets fire to the freaking house. But you can see as he sets fire to the house, the Owlman is reverted back to, I guess, his form. Which that's one of the things that's kind of funny. So the bear that he kills in the first part, was it really a bear, or was it something else? We go way back to the the very first part of
the gas station. Yeah,
the gas station. Was it a human, or was it a bear? Because you see, the Owlman has reverted back to
the entire series to find out.
Yeah. So
we only went too deep on this one, so.
Yeah, it's worth reading though if you've never read it.
Oh yeah.
So Scout's sitting there. The lady comes back to him and she's like, are you a soldier? Why are you here? And he's, I'm here to help you. And so he leaves with the girl, and the damn car pulls up, and this guy's, hey, I see you, Tonto. He's making sure of him, and he tells him, hey, I'm coming. But then the guy becomes a buffalo. So Scout sees him as a buffalo of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And he heads off. And after he heads off into the desert, the lady asks him, hey, which way are you going? And he tells her, just whatever way, come on. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. As the whole story goes on, if you pay attention to the little his little spirit animal, he always talks about the damn food.
Mm-hmm.
Scout tells him just eat the damn avocado dip. But
yeah, the Mongoose talks about food throughout the entire series. I think.
The entire series, he's talking about food. Except for when he does that, like I said, that really deep. I think it's like third or fourth issue. He does the really deep. This is why we contacted you.
Yeah, he gets all philosophical and everything.
Yep. Issue 2.
Now
we have military.
This is funny right here. The part that we did not bother with, the backup Fashion in action. That little circle right
Yeah.
there, doesn't that look like Midnight? Not Midnight. Nightmare from Marvel.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. Huh.
That's all I got. Continue.
That's all you got?
That's all I got. Let's go. Little Red Rooster, Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, yeah. So in our second chapter, we don't know how much time has passed in between the first issue and the second issue. All we know is Scout is hiding in the rocks. And so he's hiding in the rocks, and we don't know what he's hiding from. And then he tells us, he says, he's hiding from the helicopters because they've got heat-sinking missiles, and he's staying up against the rocks because the rocks are hot. So it's confusing them, and they actually can't zero in on where he's at. And they're looking for him. There is a nice little, and I know you could read it. I'm sure Truman really did his research on some of this, and some of it sounds true from what I remember. But Scout actually says that the Apache originally hid in the rocks from the military for years, and they couldn't find them all. And the only way they finally, the military finally found them and drove them from the mountains is when other, I don't want to say tribes, but other clans of Apache had actually joined with the military and showed them where everybody was hiding. And that's why he's taken to the rocks to hide. He even talks about he's wearing the soft, I've got my soft boots, I've got everything, the military. The guy in this giant helicopter has nothing that I don't have. And so they're looking for him left and right. And lo and behold, our hero has he's got a rocket launcher. It's got like a Stinger.
Mm-hmm.
And he blows the damn helicopter up. And his little buddy's like, say goodnight, Gracie. And they get I can't remember what her name is now. I just read it. She comes out.
None too happy.
Out of the cave she was hiding. She's wearing Scout's old extra clothes because all he had. And they get on the motorcycle and they head out. I think they're going to Houston, if I remember right. I read it earlier this morning. I read it before.
Oh yeah,
this series.
It's definitely, it's all 80s, Cliff.
Yeah, it really is. It's freaking, Red. Was it Red Dawn? All that just wrapped up into one.
Yeah.
So they head out because he's like, you could stay in the desert if you want. Walk this way or walk that way. Either way, you're not going to make it before you get there, or you can shut up and get on the bicycle and we'll ride out together. So she tells him, hey, yeah, we'll do that. So they head, and then now it flashes back to Houston, Texas. There's no snow in this picture of Houston. Oh, okay, never mind. That's today.
It's because that's the 80s, not today.
That's the 80s, not today. And we've got a shadow military base that they're talking here. They're claiming that Scout is a terrorist of some kind, and they have a positive ID on him, and we finally get to know what his real name is. Do they say it on that page or the other page?
Might be the other page.
Might be the other page. Yeah, we have a positive ID. And they bring in these other two recruits here, Sergeant Vaughn and Winter Rosina, who actually attended the same school that Scout did. It's Logan. No, it's not Logan.
Wrong universe.
There it is. Yeah, wrong universe. Yes, sir. His name is Emmanuel Santana. He called himself Scout. and he excelled at the military school, but apparently he had some problems with authority and having problems with the brainwashing. So he left. He went AWOL, and they just never went out. They called him the Crazy Indian. And he saw this guy is talking about, he's hired these two people to go after him and bring him in, because you can't have this, as he said, crazy Indian running around in Nevada blowing the damn military up and killing all these high-ranking government people or threatening government people and bigwigs. He's done killed a massive pornographer that was doing stuff with schools and colleges and all this. And so they head out after him. And then now we get to Goodtown, the farming community. And all this is just, I don't say this is what makes it so scary, is you can see some of this happening. That's what's terrifying about the book, is you can read it. It's 80s, but it's not so far off that you can't see it. So there's this, now we're at this freaking corporate farm who's using all these chemicals to grow food.
Yeah, and the government's taking it over. They let these people live on the land and work there, but they don't give them enough land to grow their own food. And if they picked up ears of corn that were left on the ground, which they apparently did, so they grabbed them, killed them, and strung them up in the tree.
Yeah,
and stole their boots. That ain't right.
Yeah, everything. I mean, he kills them.
I know they're not walking. They're not walking away from this. But come on, you could leave their boots on.
Yeah, they were stealing crops. They were stealing food, and they get hung for it as a sign to anyone else who may want to steal damn food on the farm. Don't steal food.
And then he tells her, goes, I have enough food in my pack and a half a canteen of water. That'll last you till you get back to the desert. You don't want to eat any of this corn anyhow. It'll give you the shits.
Yeah, it'll give you the shits if it doesn't kill you. Yeah. And don't drink the water. Don't eat this damn corn. And it's funny because he just leaves her. Here's the motorcycle. I'm going into the damn farm. And he does. He goes into the farm. And this is where we find out Mr. Corvette from last issue is here. And he's come out from Houston to straighten out what the hell's going on. His name is Mr. Waltz. And he says, the damn farm isn't producing food like it should. So I've had to leave Houston and come out here to you hicks to put everything in damn shape. And they're kind of terrified of him. But they go to, we'll go and straighten everybody out. So they get on the damn tractor and they're going to ride out there to straighten them out. But our scout attacks. But then he's got all these machine guns, and I guess for being quiet sake, you get there goes an arrow through this guy's beer can, and then another one, which this is kind of gross for the 80s. He plunks through his brain. But
they both took an arrow through the brain. One of them pierced the beer can first and went through the back of his skull, and then the other military guy got one through the side of his skull, and came out his jugular. Yeah,
it came out the other side. Yeah. I said, this is a little gross for Eclipse, but I said they weren't on a no comics code with these guys. And so all the military freaks out, and they look around and they see Scout. But while he's up here he's telling his damn spirit animal to be quiet. Shh.
Nobody else can hear him but you, Scout. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. There's the whole, nobody else.
Freaking lunatic.
Nobody hears the rat but you, who tells him, he says, hey, you gave the lady all our food. Did you notice, those boys have guns? He says, why are you using the damn bow? At least the spirit animal is smart, So he gets the spirit animal starts giving him hell, and he puts the bow and arrow down, gets his machine gun, and then jumps down in the midst of all of them and starts killing them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they try and track him down, and he hides, and he comes out of the feed container there and kills them. So there's only like 4 or 5 people though, and then here comes Mr. Waltz from Houston, who gets to drop on him. He's got the rifle, and there's his old spirit animal, and then he's like, look at him. You can see who he is, and then he sees him as a buffalo.
It's Buffalo Bill. Put the lotion in the basket.
The thing that's so cool about this is I understand he's on his spirit quest, and he's seeing real people as whatever their spirit animal is, or their spirit. But if you remember, I don't know if you were reading Thor a couple years ago, when the guy that run Roxxon is a Minotaur, and there'd be pages that change from him being normal human to being the Minotaur. Just that whole thing was so unsettling. It was so cool in the comics, and this is kind of the same way, man. But back in the this is 30 damn years ago. I do like this. He says that Mr. Waltz there is left-handed, so when he shoots, he pulls to the left. So our hero dodges to the right and then shoots him a couple times. And I guess he finally does good, because the spirit animal even tells him, he says, "You're a good warrior, Scout. You did good." They just did the changing of the animals in Warrior and Immortal Hulk. I'm one issue behind, Cliff. I'll have to get caught up on that one. I'm waiting on the new issue to come out. But that's been a great series.
43. Yeah, Thomas gets his books up 30 days behind.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to pick up a 43, but couldn't get one the other day when I went to the shop.
I got one in my file at my LCS, and my buddy Sarge had 2 43s that he was going to put up on his auction last week. And I go, "Hey, can I get those Hulks?" He's like, "Which one?" I go, "Yes." "Oh, both of them." "Okay, yeah, sure." One was the regular cover. The other one was like the Aliens cover.
Oh, cool.
So
his spirit animal gives him a pat on the back. He says, you do some good work. Let's get out of here. And they head out. But if you pay attention, you see that Mr. Waltz isn't really dead. He's just been shot. And so, damn, I need to get 2 recover price. Yep. So Scout goes out. They're standing. Yeah, I got 1 coming, but I wouldn't mind to get a couple more in case something happens. They go crazy. So Scout's standing outside. They're trying to decide what he's going to do, when here comes Mr. Wyatt, full bull, Minotaur, whatever you want to call it, mode now, and attacks him. They get into a giant ass fight.
Yeah, Bison.
And Bison. And finally, Scout stabs his ass with a damn little handheld spade shovel, and kicks him off the hill. And he lands. When he lands, you see him as a person again.
He lands, but he lands naked.
Yeah, he's naked.
He's naked and right in front of the chompity chomps.
Yeah, he's in front of a combine, and and it just chops him up, and puts him in with the hay.
I didn't know what it was called. I ain't his country issue.
Yeah. Damn it. So there he is. Scout kills him, and he heads back to the bike to pick up his female friend who's been riding along with him. And here's her sexual endo. you know, um, she tells him, you're, so are you, I just may have some, may have something for you. And he tells her, he's no offense, but I ain't up for it right now. And then she gets mad. She's like, don't flatter yourself, buddy. But unbeknownst to them, the two people that have been hired to kill Scout are off in the distance, and they see him, but they don't take the shot because they're afraid that they'll miss and just scare him off.
Yeah,
and they're going to catch him in Houston.
He thought he was gonna. He thought he could make it, and she's just reading him the riot act. Goes, all you're gonna do is warn them that we're actually here. You're gonna miss them by a mile.
Yep.
And then it continues next issue.
Yep.
But yeah, this is very 80s, and this is, the stylistic stuff that Truman is best known for. Grimjack, Scout, Jonah Hex, stuff. Even Hawk World had like elements of this in there, but it was more sci-fi than this. But you give him anything that can be interpreted as like a spaghetti western, and he kills it.
Well, and that's the whole thing with this. I mean, I don't think I've read much, if any, of his Grimjack stuff. But like I said, Hawk World, all the Conan stuff he's done, Scout, some of the other stuff. But the fact that he's one of those rare creators that honestly can probably write and draw as good, equally. You get a lot of writers and artists, I don't want to say, I don't know. He could probably kill Lobo. He could probably do a great job on that.
Well, we don't want him to kill Lobo. We actually like this character. Unless it's the Twilight version of Lobo from New 52. We hated that one. If it's regular, if it's real Lobo, yeah, real.
Well, now he can't remember. Now, real Lobo can't die from the Brave and the Bald when he kills himself.
Yeah, he can. How
he swallows the hand grenade and blows himself up, but he comes back as a ghost to go after Dead Man.
Mm-hmm. He didn't used to be able to die because every drop of blood would create a new version of Lobo. So if he swallowed a grenade and he blew up, all that blood that spattered everywhere, there'd be like a million Lobos. And that was the reason nobody could take Lobo out, because that's how the Caesarians were. Like their blood is made to clone themselves. So and unless you completely vaporize them, there's no way. But back when like Legion 89, like the more modern day version of Legion, like the pre-Legion of Superheroes Legion with Verildox. Verildox cured him of that. That way, he could control him. So,
well, I don't remember that. I just remember the whole. You remember the old contract on God, and where he gets sent to heaven, he gets sent to hell, and all that. The miniseries is as such.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was so long ago. I don't even remember it. I did, however. I guess Jen Kingstore from CBSN is doing all the fulfillment for Valiant. So, like, if Valiant wants to Valiant comps me issues once in a while. They'll just like out of the blue, and they're sending like all their comps go to Comic Book Shopping Network, and because Jen King's one of the founders, and she's got the biggest store,
Yeah.
Comic wise. I think Jesse's store is like more square footage, but he's got like a huge arcade in it. But that's neither here and there. So Jen's been doing all the fulfillment. So out of the blue the other week, for whatever reason, Valiant sent me the issue 4 of the new Exo Man of War and the new issue of Bloodshot. But the issue of Bloodshot, the cover was a Simon Beasley variant.
Really?
Of Bloodshot. I go, that's Beasley. He drew Lobo, then gave him then erased all the hair and the facial hair. Got rid of the facial hair and the dreads, and put like a big circle on his chest because he's got him back, and he's got like these two big. Remember the oversized cannons that. Multiple cannons that he used to draw on him on the covers.
Yeah.
I actually found a Lobo figure the other day when I was unpacking. DC did they sold out of this one series, and they basically went back and did a second printing of the figures, but they changed something in it, and they called them the reaction figures, and it was like gold. It was Golden Age Wonder Woman, Superman, blue and gray Batman, and just like a regular Lobo. No dog or anything. Just he had the chain and the muscles and the vest and stuff. But that was it. Anyhow, I'm done.
The hook.
Yeah, and the the hook's probably in there somewhere. Yeah.
So yeah, I know this is, like I said, this is 80s, but that's normally what we do. We do 80s, 70s books. But this just holds up as a really good read to me. Like I said, I really like Scout.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those books I just really like. I like the fact that it's really out there. The art's good. The writing's really good. Is the art today on some comics? Yes. Is it a little better? Yeah, some of the art today is a little better, but you're just not going to get anything this whacked today.
The only his art has his art is like terrific here, but he's refined his skills over the years, so it looks even better.
Yeah, his stuff even looks better now.
Oh yeah, when Dark Horse relaunched Conan a few years back, like 20 years back now.
I know, and that's what's terrifying. Yeah.
And he was doing. I think he was one of the very first arc runs that they did. It was him at least doing the covers.
No, remember now, when they first relaunched Conan, when Conan was first relaunched by Dark Horse, Truman, I think, was the second run of Conan. The first run was actually by Gary Nord, which was so funny. But the Nord stuff, though, but the Gary Nord stuff that they did with Conan, he didn't use any inking. It was all just color. So the Conan had a really different look. It was almost... it's kind of like that. I don't know. Did you pick up the new issue of Eternals or some of the Conan stuff like Isad Ribic? Isn't that how you say his name is?
I know who you're talking about, but no, I have not.
Yes, so with his that painterly style, I think 70s and 80s are the best era of comics, probably. I mean, the stories are probably more. I want to say serious now, but they're not as fun because you have to read 8 issues to get a whole story versus, these are two big, these are 2 small issues we read here, and this is a massive story. And It was 40 pages?
Yeah. The second issue was a lot more wordy.
Yeah. But they were starting to lay stuff out.
Yeah, the first one was like really quick, and stupid me. Wow, that one went by quick. You sure you only want to do the first issue? I'll send you the second
Hey, look,
one, dummy.
it was worth it.
Yeah, it was fun.
But yeah, the thing is, like I said, he has gotten so much better. And you're right. This is spaghetti western. His coloring is good, art's good. Does he get better? Yes. But this is an excellent start to a series if somebody really wants to read it. And then you get just a lot of surprises, stuff that people don't do now. Like I said, I'm reading Lemire's Colonel Weird now, the little mini series, and that's
We
kind of
got the
cool.
copy from Comixology for the book that Lemire and is doing with Jock.
Did you?
Yeah, Ryan's got
I'd have,
it.
we'd have to check it out.
You got to ask Ryan. I forwarded it to him.
Oh, okay. I may ask you. The like I said, Colonel Weird is like this a little bit. You'll have a couple pages, and then stuff will change, and you just won't know what the hell's going on, and you have to get up to speed. And like I said, that happens through this, especially with the spirit animal through the first 4 or 5 issues.
Hmm.
But
This is good stuff. Great job on the coloring. And I mean, it's classic stuff. And the covers on these were great. Besides the fashionista backup story circle in the middle, but
I think that disappears after a couple issues. I think it goes
yeah,
away.
I think they
Uh,
only did it. I think they only did it for a few issues because they wanted to put some kind of backup feature in it so they could say they got it. Vigilante, Gene DeWolf, Sin Eater, Hobgoblin, Punisher, Legion, so much good stuff. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Matter of fact, Cliff, I just picked up. I think you were on the auction with me the other day. I haven't read it yet. I got a first Vigilante the other day, and I've got most of that series now. I've got to sit down and read it. I've read specific issues, but I got to read the rest of it.
Yeah, but
DeWolf and Cedar,
it was a short series too,
he had 20 something issues.
like
The
19.
DeWolf 19 issues for
Vigilante,
Vigilante.
yeah, he got killed in issue
Oh,
19.
no, thanks for ruining it for me, butthole. Uh,
I
but
didn't tell you how because I wasn't reading it back then, but
um,
yeah.
the DeWolf Sin Eater is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Spider-Man stories. Maybe the Craven's Last Hunt's up there too.
Oh
First five
yeah.
issues of Punisher, even Punisher, the first 15 issues of the Punisher solo series was incredible. Yeah, Legion was good. We've actually done some Hobgoblin Spider-Man stories on here too.
So,
Uh,
what do you want to do next week?
let me look at the calendar here. Next week is going to be the end of the month, so that means next week's going to be Kingdom Come. Remember?
Oh yeah.
So next week we actually will do a bona fide classic that if no one has ever read it, you should be reading it because Kingdom Come may be one of the best series ever.
Yep. So next Thursday, 8 o'clock.
We're gonna
No,
have to
My
do a
Little
damn
Pony.
My Little Pony one damn day, so they'll just go, "Holy crap! They did a My Little Pony comic book."
I actually have a My Little Pony sketch cover that I ordered for my daughter when she was little. And they drew one of the ponies in a Batman costume.
I drew a pony in the Batman costume.
Mm-hmm.
If we do a My Little Pony, it's got to be something with Discord in it because he's one of the cool ponies.
He's not a pony.
I know he's not a damn pony, but he's in My Little Pony, so don't look at me that way. I've got kids.
So do I. My daughter's got a stack like this of My Little Pony comics on a bureau.
Yeah, and they're worth a small fortune. They're grown men out here crazy over My Little Pony.
Oh, the bronies.
Yeah. Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew. Somebody was talking about Captain Carrot and the Flaming Carrot the other day online, and I'm like, I've read Captain Carrot, but I've never read the Flaming Carrot.
So my buddy Tim that's out in Hawaii, retired Master Chief from the Navy. He retired from the Navy and now has a civilian job with the Coast Guard.
Damn it!
But
he can't stay off the water.
They bought a house on the Big Island, and I was gonna say not too far from the water, but it's Hawaii. Nothing is far from the water.
No.
But he does like you, and he'll tag me or PM me with like a link to like a comic sale, and you keep sending me to LJ's, and I'm like, I just don't like the guy's shows, and I don't like the way it's set up and stuff. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, well, it happens.
And and he sells a lot of good stuff, but Tim tags me last night, and I'm like, dude, I don't have any money left. He's like,
I'm broke.
He goes, well, so and so, every book he's selling tonight is only $4, and he's got a whole slew of Brave and the Bulls.
Damn
what
it.
he didn't tell me is before he would tell me this was happening, he cherry picked and took all the Joker issues out of the Brave and the Bolds, and then messaged me about the Brave and the Bolds.
Jesus.
I'm like, he goes, well, I can't take the chance that you're gonna buy them off me. But I bought 13 $4 books. I bought an issue of the Super Friends comic based off the cartoon, and it's not. It might be like a 7.0 unless I compress it, and there's like a fold over in the bottom corner, like a crease over in the bottom corner. If there's color break, it's like, it's probably like like a 6.5, 7.0. But it's a key issue because it's the actual origin of the Wonder Twins.
Oh, sweet.
I got that, and I picked like a couple like books here and there. I picked like a couple more ROM issues, and then I got him to dive back into Brave and the Bold. And then I asked him if he had any Batman family. And this is the first guy that had any Batman families that wasn't ridiculously overpriced. And he had a number 1 and a number 7, both of which I needed. And he was like, yeah, I'll give you both of them for $15. I'm like, okay, sold. Because the number 1s are usually like, $30, $40.
For the Batman families?
Yeah. The first issue, yeah. Did either of you see my last Joker story? Fan fiction, of course. No, we did not.
Send it to us. Yeah, send it to me. I'll read it. As long as it's not Jared Leto Joker.
Oh yeah. I don't think
We're gonna get more.
I don't think Cliff will do that to us.
Yeah, we're gonna get more of him in the recently dropped trailer for
Yeah, I
Justice
know.
League, the Snyder cut.
They changed him a little bit. He doesn't have all that stupid tattooy stuff on his face. And
Yeah.
they gave him like the long hair, so he's just been sitting in a cell at Arkham for, like 5 years. They should have just shot him by now.
Or they could do like Justice League. It's only 30 seconds. Oh, for him in the movie. Thank
Oh
God.
yeah, good.
Uh, the you remember the Justice League cartoon where the Justice Lords take over and Superman lobotomizes everybody in freaking Arkham?
I don't remember that. I remember
Yeah,
I remember the episode because I found it hilarious. And when COVID first started, and they were like, "Wash your hands every 3 seconds," I started posting this thing like every day, and then
yeah.
I got banned after a while, again. But there was an episode where they mind switched Flash and Lex Luthor.
Yeah, the great brain robbery.
Yeah, the Great Brain Robbery, and
Yeah, yeah.
and
He's in the bathroom.
Lex, aka Flash, is in the bathroom, and
Yeah,
Polaris is like, "Aren't you gonna wash your hands?" No, because I'm evil.
I'm evil. And the thing that's so funny is what's her name? Oh God, she's the Phantom Stranger villain and or villainous. The Phantom Stranger villainous, and she's with Lex Luthor. She's like Lex, baby, and she keeps coming on the Gorilla Grodd and all that, all that in the
Mhm.
whole series. I'm with the winning team, baby. But that 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 series is so good. But yeah, you've got to go back and watch the Justice League Unlimited one where the Justice Lords, Superman lobotomizes everybody, and like they show up at Arkham Asylum, and
Oh, for sure.
uh, yeah, it's incredible. But
I just one of the boxes I opened up, I dug out. I actually have the the Justice League animated Wonder Woman, Hawk Girl, and Green Arrow figures.
oh yeah, yeah, I had those at one time. And I think I sold them or gave them away to somebody. The big ones.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
I'm a sell
I
them.
just don't have room for everything.
Well,
But
not if you don't get the kids to ever move out now.
yeah, I know. I know.
It's like
Eventually, we'll hold my
it's like, dang it, hurry up and move out. I need more room for my comics.
for my comics. I
My wife's
just
like,
ordered.
no, I'm making a den for me so I can get away from you and your comics.
I took I took vacation last week and ordered 10 long boxes to straighten stuff up and put
Hmm.
them up. I order them from the company that I normally order from, and the FedEx people call me and they're like, "Hey, we've got the comics. We've got 2 boxes for you. We're going to deliver them. Would you like to meet us in town?" And this was Friday, and I'm like, "Well, I can't meet you in town. I've got to pick my wife up, and we've got to go do all this other stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I can't take them to your house because it's raining. Because it's been raining in
Oh
Georgia
yeah,
for
and
like 4 weeks. Okay, like the
40
great,
days and nights.
yeah." And your favorite Avengers Assemble or EMH? EMH. I'm missing on that one.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Or Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Yeah, probably Earth's Mightiest Heroes because that
Hmm.
was a pretty good series as well. I don't think the art was as good as Justice League, but it was still. but nothing is. It's too small.
The JLA versus the Avengers art was phenomenal. George
Yeah.
Perez.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the series now where Superman picks up Thor's uh, series. I've switched. Oh yeah, Cliff. Yeah, short boxes are good, but I actually order comic book boxes from. I got a review, if you can still find it on the website, from a company called the Collection Drawer Company, and they make heavy duty filing cabinet style boxes. The only problem is you got to put them together when they show up. Well, the FedEx truck couldn't get down my dirt road Friday because it was washed out. And they don't deliver on Saturday or Sunday, and Monday was President's Day. So there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 of the 6 days I had off to do this that I didn't get my package. Tuesday they brought them and put them up.
That's when we fixed the road.
Yeah, because they finally fixed the road so we could drive down the damn road because it had washed out and my car wouldn't make it down it.
You got mine stuff.
Yeah, Friday, my first day on vacation, I had to push a car out of the mud.
You got it done.
Yeah, it was wonderful. But all right, man. So we'll be back next.
You so country.
Yeah, I'll be back next. We'll be back next Thursday and do Kingdom Come on you.
Kingdom Come.
Yep.
And somewhere over here, I have all my Kingdom Come figures too.
Sweet.
Yep. They're like stacked up over here. Some are over here, and I got a couple over there.
See you, man.
So have a good night, everybody. Peace, love, and read some comics. We'll see you next week.